All right, now we are on geothermal. So here is where my mind went to during the solar lecture. Um, so you can use geothermal water to heat your homes and things, or even do more than that. I mean, this is probably a whole power plant right here in this image. But the deeper you go, the warmer the ground gets. Especially if you happen to be by like this magma chamber here, if you're in a volcanic area, then the rock gets really hot. Even without the magma chamber, the deeper you go, the warmer it gets because obviously you're getting closer and closer to the mantle. Um, and so that's geothermal energy. That we can get into. Was this a heat escaping from magma heats water and water convectively circulates? So, anyways, yeah, it gets close to heat in the subsurface, it warms up. Then we can pump and drill into this and then pump it out. Here's where we have geothermal plants. You can see very commonly associated with volcanic zones and then the basin and range, and where it's not really volcanic, but very thin crust above the mantle there. I think it's kind of volcanic. I guess it was more volcanic than it is now. Um, Traditional energy. I can't read this header. My little zoom things in the way. Traditional geothermal energy uses. I guess I'll just kind of read through this list. Circulating geothermal water, not steaming it through buildings to heat them. That's what I was talking about in the solar lecture. Use hot geothermal water to raise the temperature of other water to reduce the cost of heating that water. So just mix it together, especially if it's coming at like super hot where you wouldn't want to like necessarily bathe in it or anything. Used to run electric generators. Direct contact with turbines. I mean, this can come out like steaming hot. This isn't just warm. Now, the stuff for like your homes doesn't really go that deep, so it's not like steaming hot. But this stuff is like, anything like Yellowstone guys are kind of hot that they're getting into. And then it has some environmental considerations. It's relatively pollution free, but you're still drilling. So we still have everything that goes with drilling, which could be, taking the land, the drilling fluids, things like that. Some locations have sulfur gases and the geothermal fluids. Almost anywhere you go that it's a volcanic source, you're going to have sulfur associated in that H2S that's very poisonous. Other dissolved minerals may be present that can clog geothermal circulation systems. A lot of minerals, it's so hot, things dissolve, and then as it cools down, it's going to precipitate back out of solution, and then yeah, gum up a lot of stuff. Alternative geothermal sources. So here's the geothermal gradient. This is what I was talking about. Like as you go deeper, you're getting closer to the mantle, so it's going to be warmer. And so depending on the thickness of the crust, um, it warms this here. It's the geothermal gradient. And so you can see this is, a battle mountain? Anyways, a mountain area. Yeah, Battle Mountain. Um, and compared to the Sierra Nevadas and the difference in the geothermal gradient. And so that is just pretty much how fast it's warming as you go down. And so if you look at this, this is saying, like 3 kilometers in depth would be 50 degrees Celsius under the Sierra Nevadas, but 100 degrees Celsius in the basin range where the crust is thinner. So if you were going to try to use geothermal resources, you would probably go after these areas with the higher geothermal gradients. But it's not necessarily, they're calling it hot, dry rock type. Um, because it's not tapping into water that's been warmed by the hot rocks. It's just tapping into the hot rock itself. Like you could, and there's different ways they do this. One of these is just like pumping water down into the rock and then letting it come back out super hot. And so they're just tapping into this hot, dry rock where it's just warm down there and taking that heat source, not taking it, but taking advantage of the heat source. And then next is hydropower.